So there was a Manchester derby this weekend, Manchester City versus Manchester United. It finished 1-0 in favour of United. Rashford scoring a goal in the 36th minute, being the youngest player to score in this derby.
You know, what can we say about this guy? Comes out of nowhere, Manchester United spends millions.
Yes.
And a guy straight from the academy comes out and starts scoring important goals. You know, we keep talking about the millions. We spoke about it in previous shows.
Yeah.
It shows that if you're going to invest all these millions in the academy, maybe you should start trusting your talent now. Because that was an argument over the years. Chelsea has all these, they always hoard in the young players. Manchester United always hoard in the young players.
Yeah.
Manchester United, best ever team in recent times, I mean with Beckham and those guys, was straight from the academy.
Yeah.
Now times have changed and they need to buy players and so on.
Yeah.
But it's a good testament to investing in youth players. I mean, if you go back to Leicester City a little bit, it shows you don't really need large amounts of money, just good old-fashioned training and good facilities. And
I guess people would say with Leicester City that's like a 1 in a million chance you'll get. And people, I mean, nowadays people want victories, they want results now. Manchester United, though, it wasn't that so that they were basically forced into their hand in this point. It wasn't like, they said, let's go with the youths at the start of the season. It wasn't like that, but they're using it and it's a good stepping stone. So Rashford, hopefully he has a really good career coming up. But Manchester United, like I said, well done, a 1-0 victory. First time they beat Manchester City at the Etihad since 2012.
Yeah, basically.
So well done to them.
Yeah, basically the odds pointed in Manchester City's direction.
Yeah.
On paper, they have the better team. Manchester United are both teams are struggling, but you would probably tip Manchester City to win, and it shows how football is an interesting game. Manchester United comes out and they play a style of football which I think was very smart. We usually pick on Van Gaal, but he realized they're going to sit back, neutralize, and counter-attack with speed.
Yeah.
And Rashford basically looked the part. He was taking on players.
Yeah.
I saw some through balls where he would run onto it and literally would leave the back four completely exposed.
Yeah, I think Dimitrilis is probably looking to go into golf or basketball or something right now, because the way he got ripped apart on that field, coming back from injury into a City squad, you could have seen the nerves, and Pellegrini said that he saw it as well, and that's why he was subbed off in the second half. Manchester City without Otamendi as well, without Company, Sterling being subbed off, Joe Hart being subbed off as well.
Yeah.
So things won't go in City's way. They had the better game though.
Yeah,
they basically controlled the game. They had a lot of great chances, but Aguero just couldn't finish them. And like Manchester United don't normally do for this season, they come away with this victory by 1-0. Well done to the Reds. Well done to all the Old Trafford fans. So in second place, we have Tottenham Hotspur. Seeing that Leicester City came away victorious in their game, 3 points would only do for the Spurs. And in a game against Bournemouth, a newly promoted team that is doing well, basically sealed their Premiership status for next season.
I mentally wrote them off, but hey, listen, whatever. I'm glad for you guys.
Yes. They were in action versus Bournemouth, and Spurs came away victors by 3-0. Harry Kane, everyone's saying a one-season wonder, proves his critics wrong, and he's on the score sheet again with 2.
Yep, Harry Kane, what can we say about the guy? Exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's why I'm also worried about Rashford as well.
Yeah.
I think he is definitely looking the part. I think Pochettino is the right coach for him.
Yeah.
Scoring goals, Tottenham look like the only possible candidate. Not really, I take that back, the only candidate to really challenge Leicester City.
Yeah.
So Leicester City probably is, because Tottenham is a formidable team.
Yeah.
I think they really hurt from the Europa League exit.
Yeah.
So they want to give it a good go, and Pochettino is a really motivated coach. I think it's probably a leap too far for them. The fixtures may be too hard, but who's to say they can't? They have the team, they have the ingredients, and now they don't have the distractions of European football.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
And all the managers in the EPL, when they were asked which team was the toughest team, they said Tottenham. I mean, they have the best defense in the league thus far. So it's a well-structured team. So against Bournemouth, it was easy pickings for them. 3-0 winners. Like I said, coming up after the international break, 2 really tough games for Tottenham against Manchester United and Chelsea. So in other matches, Everton versus Arsenal. Remember Arsenal?
Yeah.
They were a team that was supposed to win the title this year, and just decided to do the same thing that they do every year.
Yeah. At least we look like we know what we're talking about, because instead Arsenal is going to find a way to mess it up.
Yes.
And so they did. They do what they always do. I really feel sorry for Arsenal fans. I mean, it's really, really, really difficult to be an Arsenal fan. Or maybe an Inter Milan fan, probably close.
And I think even Sanchez saw it too, because in the game, during the game, he just decided to sit down in the stands, just watching the game, even though he's supposed to be playing. But Arsenal, they came away victors, surprisingly, by 2-0 over a good Everton side.
Yeah, yeah. It makes me wonder, do they perform and I hate to say this because Inter Milan is my team, but with the pressure off, they pretty much all the Champions League, they know they're not going to win the title. They seemed a bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
The pressure is off and they performed. And it shows that how I personally think Arsenal is a team that doesn't really have any spine, I think. They seem to buckle when they go and get stuff, they fall over.
Yeah.
That seems to be the mantra of this Arsenal team.
Yeah.
And unless they get it together, maybe it's a reflection of Wenger. I tried to defend him, I like what he represents. But maybe if they keep Wenger this season, I'll be shocked. But they probably will. So
I mean, as an Arsenal fan, it probably sucks. But at the same point in time, I mean, okay, look at Manchester United. They had a great manager. He went down, and look at where they are now.
Yeah.
Inter Milan. Look at where they are now. AC Milan. Who's to say 3 years from now that could be Arsenal? So Arsenal fans, what you really prefer being in a team that qualifies UCL every year, gets knocked out in the round of 16 every year, or possibly getting a new manager that possibly may not even bring you UCL.
Yeah, and that's the risk.
Yeah.
I think they are trying to do the Manchester United thing because he has done well for them in the past.
Yeah.
They need to hold on to their players. They need to spend some money though. I think I wouldn't fire him. I think Wenger's really good.
Yeah.
So when people pick on him, I think he has always been trying to recreate a team since the Invincibles, since the Vieira days. And every time he tries to put together a team, then Man City came along, snatches all his players.
True.
And he puts together another team. Manchester City snatches their players. So he needs to hold on to his team. He needs to splash that money, which I know they have. Yes, he has a philosophy about not spending, which I respect. Actually, that's what I like about him.
Yeah.
But they need trophies, man. These guys need it.